All right, so we're filming this right after we finished episode 19.
Hence the tears.
Yeah, we're still... If you haven't seen that video, we were an emotional wreck. We just finished episode 19. The Land of Waves arc is officially closed. We wrapped it up. What are your thoughts?
I really like the show so far. I'd heard from some people complaints about pacing with the show. I don't see an issue with it. I mean, maybe later on there will be issues, but I feel like it moves really well. It is, I think, more like graphic and violent than I was expecting, like, and emotional. We're already crying on episode 19. That's not something we experienced, I think, with One Piece, like the longevity of One Piece. It took like a couple hundred episodes, maybe.
No.
Okay.
Our long, for me, was the first part.
I don't
That
know
was-
how many episodes in that was.
It was like episode 30, episode
Okay.
40, something like that.
So maybe not that far
Yeah.
off.
Still longer.
I really appreciate the character building you get. Zabuza specifically, like, I was ready for him to die until he was dying, and I was like...
We absolutely despised him. In literally episode 18.
Yeah. And in this episode, I was like, no, he's just a guy, you know? He has feelings. He was just trying to protect himself, I guess.
Yeah. And I think, part of it is what we keep going back to, their job. Their job kind of warrants you to protect yourself in that way. Otherwise, you can't fulfill your missions to the best of your ability. I feel like if you let your personal attachments get in the way, that could be the difference between life or death. I mean, it's very evident that Zabuza was like a good ninja and very effective. Like, he killed the Mizukage. He's definitely powerful and cunning at the very least. That's just the environment he was a product of. I think I became so emotional because I love when stories like this and protagonists like Naruto really show how in each arc how one character being there really affects the entirety of the story. Like, if Naruto wasn't there, Inari wouldn't have met him. Inari wouldn't have gotten the courage to call out to the villagers and in turn give the villagers hope that Inari had gone from Naruto. Like, Naruto had so many interactions, like between him and Haku, between him and Zabuza, that like affects so much of the story. And like, I started crying again when Tazuna was like, I'm gonna name this bridge after Naruto, because he was literally so integral to everything that happened in this arc. He had his grubby little hands all over the story. And it was a beautiful thing to see. Like, Naruto reminds me of a lot of what Luffy is in One Piece. He's, so far right now, he has been just a symbol of hope. I think Naruto is a little bit more of an underdog compared to Luffy. Like, people didn't really hate on Luffy. He just had weird powers.
Mm-hmm.
And like, the world is just so big and powerful that, you know, here's this kid trying to become the king of pirates. But like, Naruto is literally ostracized because he had the 9 tails in him.
Yeah.
And speaking of, he unleashed...
Yeah. And he seemed to be able to control it to some extent. He stopped himself when he recognized Haku. Kakashi was like freaking out, kind of, that it was unleashed.
Yeah.
He was like, I gotta do something. He never had to do anything.
Right.
So what's that about?
I'm sure there's some agreement with the Hokage. If Kakashi's the most powerful, one of the most powerful ninjas, or one of the most talented ninjas in the Hidden Leaf Village, it makes sense why he's the instructor for not only Naruto, but also Sasuke, who was part of the Uchiha clan. There's a lot of new information that was... Sasuke also unlocked his Sharingan.
Yeah.
In both of his eyes. They weren't as... In Kakashi's eye, there's like 3 dots.
Pushes.
Yeah. But Sasuke had 2 in one eye and 1 in the other. We learned about the Kekkei Genkai. We saw Kakashi's dogs and his Rasengan, the lightning.
Oh yeah. That he holds. Kakashi, I feel like he's already supposed to be like super powerful, right? I feel like we have to see him grow more too because he's getting like worn out.
Yeah, really
after
fast.
one battle.
Yeah.
So Kakashi also has some work to do, I think.
It's interesting seeing that from like an authority figure because it makes sense to see it from the kids, but like to have to see that from the adult is like, is he just needing more work and needing more progress even though he is one of the most talented instructors slash ninjas in the village, or is Zabuza and Haku just as talented? Were they just as formidable? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like we don't have much context other than this.
Yeah.
So
This is our first real fight. I think Zabuza's going to the same place as Haku.
maybe. I'd hope so.
On to the Chunin exams.